Image of sitting on the metro or like a subway, metro.
On the metro? Very good.
Like I'm not me, I'm watching me.
You're watching you. Very good. And where do you see yourself going? What do you feel like you're experiencing at this time?
I don't know.
Is there anyone there with you?
No. Unless there might be some people on the metro, but not many.
So you find yourself on the metro now.
But it's, yeah.
Now I'd like you to go and continue now. Farther and farther, taking this ride on the metro. Enjoy this ride. Relax. Be comfortable. And we're going to take a ride down and we're going to stop at the perfect place. It could be, we're passing many stops because this is an express. This is your express. This is your express train. This metro train. This metro train can stop anywhere, anytime, any place. And I'd like you to feel and hear the metro moving you. Clickety-clack, or whatever sounds that you may have when you're going on the metro. You can see or feel the movement of the train moving now.
Henry Barassa.
What?
Henri Bourassa. I don't know why I'm in Montreal still. I want to get out of here.
You're in a what? I didn't understand.
Henry Barassa, a stop on the metro line, but I don't know why I'm
Okay, well, very good.
still here. I hate it here. I want to leave. I don't understand why I'm in Montreal.
So I want you to go ahead and get off at this station now. And go out on the platform and tell me what you see.
Just a regular station.
Is there anybody there?
There doesn't seem to be a lot of people. If anybody, it's weird. I can't really tell, but there should be a lot of people.
Do you see any benches nearby for waiting?
Yeah.
I want you to take yourself to a bench that's secluded, that's kind of away from any traffic. And I'd like to see yourself sitting down on this bench. So are you on the bench now?
Yeah.
Beautiful. Now I want you to just put your feet flat on the ground. Put your hands gently together in front of you and relax. Enjoy this time going further in relaxation. And we're going to drift and float into an even more relaxed state of being. We will allow our mind, the vibrations and movement of our mind, to relax even farther. the brain waves become slower and slower as I speak, and count down from 1 to 5, or count up from 1 to 5. Allow those vibrations of self to relax and go slower and slower. You can see the vibrational waves becoming more and more slow, almost completely flat-lined, very, very, very slow. 1, 2, 3, slower and slower with each word that I say, more deeply relaxed, allowing all to be perfect as it is. 4, very slow. Oh my goodness, so slow. And 5, completely relaxed on the bench now. And I'd like you to imagine now a special entity, person, or thing to come now and sit beside you. And when it gets there, I want you to tell me what you see as that individual or entity arrives to sit beside you and speak to you today. I'll count to 3 and tap you on the head or the forehead, and allow that person to be there. 1, 2, 3, tap. And tell me what you're experiencing. It could be just a voice.
There's somebody. I can't really make out what they look like.
Okay.
They're not human, that's all I know.
Beautiful, beautiful. So I'd like now to connect with this, this entity, mind to mind, soul to soul, to connect. I will count to 3 and tap on your head, and I'd like them to come forward if they will. 1, 2, and 3. Feel my hand touching your forehead. Good morning.
Good morning.
How may I address you?
Olivia? That's a weird ET name.
Olivia? Olivia, allow Natasha just to take a back seat now, and I'd like to speak to you and let Natasha sit in the bleachers now as we talk to you. So Olivia, how are you today again?
Good.
Good. We appreciate
How are
you. I'm doing very good, and I'm having a lot of fun, and I'm excited to be here and speaking with you today. This is such an honor, a true honor, and I thank you for being present. And I'd like you to allow Natasha to speak freely to whatever comes now. So, Alicia, is there
Olivia.
Olivia? I'm sorry, Olivia. I'm glad you you corrected me. I'm not so good with names on certain days. So, what would you like to tell us today? We have many questions for you, but is there anything in specifically that you would like to start out with today?
Did you have questions?
Yes, I have questions. Now, there are so many. Could you give us some guidance on the event, this ascension energy that's coming to Earth now to increase the vibration? Could you give us any guidance on that in broad terms or anything specific?
If there's something that you need to know, you should ask specifically, because broad sense you already know. There's
All right. Well, the first thing would be, Olivia, going forward during this change, is Natasha to continue continuing her business as a consultant in on her online business of confidence and self-love?
if she likes.
And what title or what words would we like to use to draw people to her so that she can be of help?
She knows. She needs to be authentic. Needs to stop fearing what people will think, judgment. People are looking for the things that have not been said. They have not been said because most people doing the same are saying things that they feel will be accepted, and not saying the things they're scared to be rejected for, but those are the things that people need to hear.
Being authentic, then. It sounds to me, Olivia, that rings true for myself also.
Yes. It's true for everyone.
Why does Natasha feel like she doesn't belong here, that she's out of place around most people?
Because she's not.
So she's not like most people. Very good. And can you tell us a little bit about her background? Where does she come from? A different planet to be here at this time?
I can't answer that. She asks a lot. I can't answer that.
Has she had past lives here on Earth?
She has been to Earth not as a human.
What does it mean to hold the light?
The expansion of your energy field or aura, the more expansive it becomes, the more light of the frequency that matches your being can be retained in one place.
Is there any methods or things we need to do to achieve this increase in holding of the light?
Raise your frequency to match the energy that is coming in, the energy that the earth needs to heal. The more time you spend within that frequency, the more of it you can absorb.
And how do we attain this matching of the energies coming forward.
Love being in the vibration of acceptance, love, non-judgment, all those good things that you know instinctively.
So to become mindful of all of our thoughts.
You don't need to be mindful as much as you need to choose your perception. When you focus on your thoughts, you draw them to you. When you start to obsess over the good or bad quality of your thoughts, you start to judge yourself, and you hold that within you. You hold the feeling of judgment. You hold on to those thoughts of negativity as you question why and where and what and whatever. The more you think about the bad thoughts, the more you retain the bad thoughts and their energy. So just let it go and focus on things that make you feel good.
Focusing on the good things that we feel and feeling of love. Olivia, are you Natasha's guide?
No, but we're around. When she asks for help, people beyond her guides can come in and help.
Why did Natasha come to Earth at this time?
To help, and I know that that's not the answer that she wants to hear, because it's so simple. But
So
simple.
does she try to make things more complicated than they need to be?
She wants details. A lot of the details that she wants are subjective, unimportant, and changeable. Every moment is a new moment, and when you try to decipher every last detail, you're inhibiting the possibilities. One moment, one thing might be true, and the next moment, something else could be true.
She has a question about creation. Were all the souls created at one time? Or are they of different age, being born at different times?
All souls exist. There is no time. Time is relative to the third dimension. All souls are pieces of the all. They all exist, always have, always will. Some souls have more experiences than others. They go off, they learn. The ones with more experience and choose to learn their lessons faster than others become more advanced souls. Some souls may live experiences and try to learn lessons. However, they keep repeating the same lesson over and over and over and over until they get to learn the lesson, but they learn slower than others.
As far as Natasha goes, what is she here to accomplish? Is it her personal growth or just to be of help, or both?
It's both. She wants an answer that's in depth and detailed, and what most people who ask these questions have a hard time accepting is that the work is to be done on the inside. And they say things like, I do the work on the inside, but I want to do work on the outside. And if you want to do work on the outside, you can do as much work on the outside as you want to do. It's your choice. But what it's hard for people to understand in your dimension is that the work that's done on the inside is expressed on the outside. Your outside is a direct repercussion of what's going on the inside. And when you want to help other people, you have to start with yourself. Even if you start with yourself and it affects your life, it affects other people's lives in so many different ways. Whatever goes through your experience in this life goes into the grid that affects other people. Other people have access to that information. And whatever you experience on the inside affects how you perceive other people in your reality, and your perception of them affects how you act and interact with them, and your interactions with them affect their experiences.
Beautiful, thank you. Now, you mentioned working on your inside. Do you have anything to offer in regards to that work? Any specifics or generalities?
Your question has to be more specific to have a more specific answer.
Work on the inside. What do you mean by work on the inside?
Everyone's experience is different.
And for Natasha, what does she need to work on and on her inside?
She knows, as well as everyone else, you have an internal guidance system that tells you what you need to work on, and you may or may not choose to listen. That's most of the issue. So she already knows, but she chooses not to listen all the time or needs some sort of validation. But she's very, very connected to the information coming through either via her higher self or guides or whatever else. She just needs to listen to it. It's complicated. There's no simple answer to a question like this in terms of one person needs to work on something and that's all they need to work on. Every time you work on one thing, there's a new thing to work on, and it's an endless process. Even after this lifetime, you'll have other things to work on. Even after you ascend, you'll have other things to work on. It's all relative to now. However, now she may need to work on something, and in 5 minutes, she may need to work on something else. She could process whatever she needs to process and end that lesson within a moment of time. So answering that question is not going to give her any help. She already knows the answers.
Well, then, for me, what are the signs that I know that I need to work on something? Would it be that I'm uncomfortable with something, or that it might be not loving? What are the things we know we should be working on?
I feel like you're referencing a specific situation that you don't want to give the details. Would you like to give the details now, or did you want me to give you a more general answer?
I don't see any. I don't see anything coming forward that's specific.
Okay. When you sit with yourself quietly, you get answers to all your questions. When you are not as connected, when you're in your daily life and you're experiencing emotions that are intense in nature, maybe not so loving, anger, sadness, frustration, irritability, when you're experiencing these, you have I feel like it's just going away. The information's just going away. It's just, I don't know what's going on.
Okay, take a big deep breath. Inhale and exhale very slowly, very slowly. Inhale again. Very good. And exhale very slowly. Allow yourself to go deeper and deeper, deeper and deeper. And another deep breath in. And exhale out slow, allowing yourself to become more relaxed, more calm, deeper and deeper. And I'd like you to imagine yourself now on that bench. And imagine yourself now getting up from that bench and moving and waiting for the train to come to take you to another place in time to find even more answers. I'd like you to imagine the train stopping now, and you entering the train and sitting down comfortably, relaxed, and calm. And the train now is leaving this station, and it's going farther down, farther into another place in time, continuing down the tracks to where we need to be next, to continue our questions and to find more answers. Farther and farther down. Farther and farther, drifting and floating, continuing on our train's journey, this beautiful, comfortable train, allowing any anxiety, any troubles to melt away, to feel that love coming toward us that we need to feel, of the answers that will answer more questions, this time and place. Continue now, more relaxed, more comfortable, more perfect in knowing that all is perfect. To allow, to just be. And now the train is coming to a slow halt, slowing down very gradually. And we're so calm, so relaxed. And the doors are opening now. And I'd like you to get out now and tell me where you find yourself on this train ride.
Back outside. Back outside near the mountains.
On the mountainside.
Trees. It's back out in nature.
Back in nature. I want you to do me a favor and look down at your feet and tell me what you see. What do you see?
White shoes or something.
You have white shoes or something?
Sure, it could be snow, it could be,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Very good. So I'd like you to tell me how old that you think you are. The first thing that comes to mind. Very first thing just pops.
20-ish?
20, very good.
Ish. Could be
20,
20.
very good, in your 20s. And do you feel like you're a male or female?
Male.
And you're male. Very good. Now I'd like you to tell me if you're carrying anything with you today.
Something's in my right hand.
Okay, let's take a look at that right hand now and tell me what you see.
I can't really tell what it is. It's like the size of a TV remote kind of thing, but shaped different.
Shaped different. Very good. Now I'd like you to take a mirror. This is a spiritual mirror. It's a special mirror, and I'd like you to hold that mirror up in front of you and tell me what you see now. Do you have long hair or short hair?
Long-ish, unkempt.
Unkept. And what color is your hair?
Brown.
Brown. And what color is your skin?
Yellow whitish.
Yellow whitish. Do you feel like you're a human?
I think so. I can only see like half my face. I could see my eyes blue, but I can't make out my face.
Very good. So you have blue eyes. And what do they call you?
Come on with these names. This can't be right at all. It's Katrina. That I'm a male. I don't think I have a gender or something's wrong.
Okay, Katrina, just allow everything to be. Just allow everything to be. This is perfect.
I hate that name.
Just allow it to be, Katrina. Okay. Well, that's good. That's good. And so, what kind of clothes are you wearing?
A dress, which is not male. Something must be wrong.
That's all right. And now, is this dress long or short, Katrina?
Above the knees.
It's above the knees. And is it, what kind of fabric is it made out of? Can you sense what kind of a fabric? Is it from any particular time?
It seems pretty normal cotton green, I think.
Okay, and it's very good. And you say it was green?
Yeah.
Very good. You got this green skirt now. And what is in your right hand again?
I think it's made of wood or something. I can't really tell what it is.
Okay. So tell me, Look around you now and tell me what you see. Is there snow there? Or is it green? You're on a mountain, I think?
No, it's always, all I can see all is the mountains, the mountains.
Okay, you're seeing the mountains. So is there anybody around you?
No.
Okay, and you're alone. So I'd like you to proceed now and go forward to a special time and place. Let's go to your home. Let's take a look at where you live. I'm going to count to 3 and touch you on the forehead. I'm going to count to 3 slowly. 1, drifting and floating to the perfect place that we need to be to observe where you live. 2, we're getting closer now, much closer. And 1, and I'm tapping you right on the forehead. Be there now. And what do you see, Katrina?
A house of some sort.
Can you describe that house for me, please?
I just see a roof, and the roof like extends like a V, you know, like a roof, how it's like a V that goes down on both sides, but it just like extends.
I see on both sides extend. Very good. Indefinitely all the way down to the ground?
No, like a really long building, but like if you're looking, it's a really long building, I think.
It's a very long building. Very good. Does it have windows?
Yes.
And does it have a door in the front?
Yes.
Very good. And is there anyone around you?
No.
What time of the year do you think it is? Is it springtime, summertime, winter?
It's not winter, so I don't
Now,
know.
are there trees around you?
Yeah.
And do the trees have leaves, or are these needles?
Yes, leaves.
There's leaves. Very good. Now I want you to go ahead and proceed. Open that door and go ahead and inside and tell me what you see. I'm going to count to 3 and be there. 1, 2, 3 as I touch you on the forehead. Please describe what you see now.
I feel like I can tell sort of what's on the inside, but I can't go inside.
Okay, well, what do you feel about the inside? How do you feel looking at this home? Is this a good place, bad place, comfortable place? What feelings do you have about this home?
I have to look at my computer because I'm afraid it's gonna die. Why I have it plugged in? No. Oh shit. So, that must be because I turned off the light.
You can go ahead and adjust it at 1, 2, 3. Come out of it now.
Sorry.
That's perfect. That's fine. Everything's beautiful. Everything's perfect. I'm going to count you down to that place again. So take a look at this place. It's beautiful. And you're doing so well. It's amazing. I'm very, very happy about where we're going and what we're doing here today. And we've only just begun, I think. This is beautiful. And so I want to count to 5 very slowly now, relaxing you again into this perfect state of relaxation, allowing your mind to become slower and the wave patterns becoming longer and stretched out and becoming slower and gentle now. Slower and gentle. 1, 2, going farther and deeper in this meditative state to find the answers. 3, to find the beautiful answers that we need to arrive at today to get these answers to the questions. And 4, more and more gently going to that place that we were just now to answer the questions. And 5, I'm tapping you on the forehead again, and feel that pressure of my fingers on your forehead. 5, and here we are now, back in front of this house with a V-shaped roof, very long house, with windows and door perhaps. And I'd like you to tell me how you feel, what you feel about this house. What are your feelings or emotions at this time? What's the first thing that comes up?
That I'm not allowed in.
That you're not allowed in. And can you tell us more about why you're not allowed to go in this long house?
I think I might have gotten kicked out.
And what is this house? Whose house is this?
Might be my family's or something like something, I don't know.
Well, let's go back in time and find out why. We're going to go back in this lifetime, Katrina, and we're going to find out what happened in this lifetime that doesn't allow you to be able to go into this house, your home, any longer, that you've been restricted from going into. I'm going to count to 3, and I want you to drift and float gently, smoothly, to the perfect place to find these answers of why. 1, 2, 3, as I touch you on the forehead again very firmly, and you'll be there to understand why, what happened. Be there now.
They don't like me.
They don't like you.
I don't know why.
And what happened? You'll know. You can tell me.
I can't. I don't know. I don't know why. I'm different. I don't. I don't know.
So you don't fit in.
There's a woman with like big black hair or something, and she reminds me of an archetype of person in my life, of my aunt or something. And this with the big hair and my hair and all that. But it's not. I don't. I don't think it's her. I don't know what it's just the hair.
Mm-hmm.
And she hates me.
And she hates you. So there's a woman in. Do you see her at all? Do you see her? Is it this person that hates you with the big hair? Am I understanding that correctly?
Yeah, but I don't really get a good look at her face, but she just gives me dirty looks.
Mm-hmm. When you look into her eyes, can you sense somebody that you know in Natalie's life today? Or Natasha's, rather. I get my names all mixed up here.
It's okay. I can't see her face. She avoids my
Okay, very good.
gaze.
Okay. So let's go to, is there anybody around at this time, at this place that you're at now? Is there any scene going on? Is there anything happening, any interactions with humans?
I feel like there's maybe some other people, but they don't really. I feel like this just alone, and there's this reoccurring theme of me being alone all the time, like the void, the metro, just I'm always alone, even in this lifetime, and I don't know.
Let's go ahead and mind meld. We're going to connect mind to mind, soul to soul, to this person that's rejecting you, and find out what it is that she has to say to you. What does she like to communicate? Anything?
I don't know.
Well, let's go forward now. Let's go forward to the last day in this lifetime. The last day, when you're taking your last breaths. I want you to go there now. I'm going to count to 5. 1, getting closer to that time where this life ends. 2, getting closer. 3, closer and closer. 4 and 5, be there now. And tell me what you see. What's happening this last day?
I'm not getting
Okay.
clear. All right. I can't. I feel like she might have killed me, but I don't know, and I feel like I might be choosing to think that.
Okay, let's just go with that thought that she killed you.
Oh my God. I think she like I have claustrophobia in this lifetime, and I think that might be why the way it is like pushing on my chest. I couldn't breathe. She was like suffocating me.
Mm-hmm.
But it's very, very vague, like just an essence of the memory.
Well, let's count to 5, and I want you to be just the observer of this, so that you don't have to feel any pain or discomfort. I'm going to count to 5, and I want you to just go to that scene that may be uncomfortable, but you don't have to feel that. You can just be observer and take a look and see what's happening now. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 as I touch you on the forehead. And tell me what you're observing now from afar, from not afar, but above, so you don't have to feel anything.
Just,
How
just,
is how is she killing you? What method is she using?
just on top of me, like pushing down on me, and just angry, full of like hate, and just wants me to go away, and pushing down on my chest. She's not strangling me. She's just pushing on my chest. It's weird.
Very good. So I want you to look into her eyes if she's close there now, and tell me if you recognize her.
No.
I want you to connect with her, mind to mind, soul to soul, and see what any maybe past life, any karmic thing that might be involved in this killing. What does she have to say about that? Why is she killing you? There's some past life involved?
I annoy her.
Mm-hmm. Have you ever done anything to her in the past?
I think I got more attention, but not even trying, and people.
So this was she was jealous and she murdered you out of jealousy.
I think so, but I just don't understand. Like, how can someone be motivated that strongly by something like that?
Mm-hmm. Well, I'd like you now to transition out of this life. I want you to leave the body now. Leave the body of Katrina now. And as you leave that body and drift up from above, I want you to continue to go to the next place that you need to go to transition. And tell me what you see.
I see a ship, but I'm not sure if I'm choosing that.
That's fine. You're seeing a ship. Just go with the flow here. Just allow. So you're seeing a ship. Are you on this ship now?
No, I'm looking at it.
Mm-hmm. You're looking at it from above. And what kind of a ship is this? Does it have sails?
No, spaceship.
It's a spaceship. Very good. And you're looking up above at this spaceship.
No, I'm in space looking at the ship.
You're in space looking at the ship.
I might be on another ship.
Very good.
Either I'm in space or I'm on another ship, I would imagine.
Okay. Very good. So take a look around you and tell me if you're in another ship or you're just in space.
Yeah, I'm in a ship.
You're in a ship. And I'd like you to look down at your feet and tell me what you see.
Shoes.
Shoes.
Boots.
Boots. Are you male or female? Or do you have a sex?
I don't know.
Take a look at a mirror, this spiritual mirror. Take a look at it now to find out what you look like. What do your eyes look like?
Blue eyes.
They're blue eyes. Very good.
Oh, it's freaking blue eyes. Why?
I'm sorry, what?
Said always blue eyes. I don't trust myself. I don't trust myself when I'm
With what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay, I want you to take those thoughts and I want you to take them and go to another place. I want you to take those things and sit on a bench on the stands and watch and allow these things to come and let the blue eyes be there. What difference does it make? Just
I
let it.
see my face though.
And tell me what you see, please.
I think I'm a Pleiadian. I'm white, but I have prominent brows, like the
Right.
bone structure,
Uh-huh. Very good.
and blonde hair, like yellow.
Yellowish blonde. Very good.
Yeah,
Is this long or short?
I think it's long, like shoulder length.
Very good. And what kind of an outfit are you wearing?
It's like a metallic, or maybe not metallic, it's soft, but it's white, like a white silvery jumpsuit kind of thing.
Right. And how old do you feel like you are now?
uh, I look like I don't know, 40, 30, 40. I
And
feel like I'm at least 100.
you feel 100, feel a 40. And what's your name?
Fuck. Like,
What's the first thing that pops up? Just allow it to be. It could be
like
syllables. It could be a sound.
it's like Korjak or Borch or something.
Borchk. Does that sound
Or
right? I'm sorry.
Korjak or Borch or something like that. I'm not sure.
Does Cortex sound right?
No,
Vortec.
no.
What sounds right? You'll know. Just allow it.
Korjak, Borch, Borchak, 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 Borchak,
Borchek.
something like that. I'm really not sure.
Very good. Borchek. We'll just call you Borchek if that's all right. So Borchek, is there anybody with you now
On the ship?
on the ship?
Yeah, they're around.
They're around, and what is your role on this ship?
Something with plants?
Something with plants.
Management and
Hmm.
plants. Like I have multiple. Not sure if it's the same job or multiple jobs. I think it's multiple jobs.
You have multiple jobs. Very
I
good.
like to take on as much responsibility as I can. So I think everybody has multiple jobs. We do whatever we can do to our capacity.
Beautiful. Beautiful. So Borchek, um, what ship is it that you're looking out onto now?
It's another ship in the part of the Federation.
Okay, and so you're part of the Federation. What Federation is this?
The Galactic Federation
The Galactic Federation
of Light.
of Light.
That's what
And
you know it as, yes.
very good. Just allow it all to come. And so where are you now in space? Are you
Near Earth.
and you're near Earth? Is this at present time, or is this in the past or in the future?
Um, it's in the past.
Okay. Now, Borchek, when you're looking down at Earth, can you tell me what you see, please? What are you sensing? Why are you here?
There's a lot of things going on and about to go on. There's a lot of people around.
And there's a lot of people around, did you say?
Yeah,
And they're observing the Earth at this important time.
yeah.
And can you tell me what's going on with the Earth?
Transitioning.
Transitioning. And what is your role in this transitioning?
Right now, I haven't been given an Earth-related task, but everyone's watching and waiting and seeing what's going on. Some people are doing more Earth-related things than others, but the rest are here because this is exciting.
I see. And when this happens, what effect will it have on the Federation, the Galactic Federation, this ascension? What effect is it going to have?
If I understand your question, it's going to, because we're here to help, and it needs to be done, and Earth needs help, and we're here to help, and then we move on and do other things. It's not really about us, it's about the process, it's about doing what needs to be done.
Very good. Very good. Now, Natasha has a question, and I wonder if you could answer this, Borshka. Have you had a relationship with her? Have you brought her up to the ship and had any relationship with her? Have you done anything to her? Has she had eggs taken from her for?
Not by us. We don't do that. We don't like that. We don't think that that should be done.
Mm-hmm. Do you have any relationship to Natasha? Or are you Natasha's soul, or part of it? Are you part of her higher self?
I don't know. I
Very,
don't I don't know.
very good. And Borshka, so is there any other information that you would like to give us about this transition?
No.
And when is this transition going to occur?
Soon.
Soon. And tell me, this transition, when it occurs, what are the changes going to be on Earth?
Well, from our perspective or yours?
From your perspective and from ours.
It will be in a new dimension, which is a new frequency of vibration. And so everything that comes with it, I'm not sure how to explain it. The Earth is an animal. It's like an animal, as you would call an animal. It's a creature.
Yes.
It's a highly intelligent creature, but because you can't have a face-to-face conversation with it, you don't understand. And all the plants and animals and beings on it are just part of the whole experience. It's an interaction, and she needs to grow. She needs to continue her journey, and when she does so, she'll be at a new frequency, and in order to continue your interaction with her, you need to be at a new frequency as well, so you can raise your frequency as well or continue on your journey on a different planet.
So will there be two different planets, the people who raise their vibration, and then those that don't raise their vibration, that stay in the same low vibration? Will they be a different, another Earth, or will they die and then go to and then reincarnate to a third dimensional lower vibration Earth?
It's very complicated to explain to someone who receives life from the third and fourth dimensions. That's what causes all the confusion. It's the perception and the limitations of perception from where you stand. The earth timelines, there was a fork. At some point, there was a fork, and the timelines in the lower frequencies have all but collapsed because the outcome of those were not conducive to, they were not helpful to the rest of the universe and the rest of creation. So most of those timelines have been removed as an option. So the earth will progress into a higher dimension. People will either ascend with her, or they will continue their lifetime on what they perceive to be the same earth, which is continuing on that dark path. And then once they finish their physical lifetime on that planet, they will reincarnate on a different planet within the similar frequency, a 3-dimensional or 4-dimensional planet that has a similar frequency as to where they're vibrating. However, they will not have the same glitches as there are on Earth. Certain options of experience are being removed because of how detrimental they are to everyone else in creation. So the planet they reincarnate on won't be Earth. It'll be another Earth, similar but not the same.
Very, very good. So what things have, in this new low vibrational Earth, what things will be eliminated that are present? What are the things present on this Earth now that allows us to be stuck here, or not transition, or whatever? What are those things that you're talking about not being on the new 3rd-dimensional Earth? What are those things that you're speaking of?
The epitome of darkness. You call them the fallen angels, the reptilians. The Book of Enoch has a lot of information that would appeal to many of you who are searching this kind of information.
Very good. So those things are now being eliminated on the Earth as we right now.
Eliminated, we don't like that word because eliminated sounds like a deletion, but that's not how it works. The lowest of lowest energies on your planet would be refurbished. They would not be, nothing that exists cannot exist. So they won't be destroyed, they will be refurbished. When you destroy a building, you don't destroy a building, you transform it from a building into rubble. What existed once as a building, now it exists in a new form. It was not deleted, it was not destroyed, it still exists, and then can be transformed from rubble into something new. It's always a transformation from one thing to another.
Beautiful, beautiful explanation. I appreciate that. That's very enlightening. So can you answer some questions for us today about Natasha and her journey?
Mm-hmm.
Very good. Is there anything you'd like to talk to her about her purpose here on Earth? What is her purpose now?
You all get to choose your purpose. You all have free will. You choose your purpose. That's why when you ask us things like, what's your purpose? We can't really give you the answer that you're looking for, because you're looking for someone to tell you, you need to go get this, put this here, do this, do that. And we can't answer that for you because it's completely up to you. You're inspired to do things that are right for you, that you want to do on whatever levels. And those are the things that you should do. You already have all of that information. She knows what she wants to do, and she has to choose to do them. Part of the experience of being on your planet is the fact that you're learning how to fight for yourselves. You're learning how to trust yourselves. You're learning how to be kind to yourselves and love yourselves. So throughout that process of finding your purpose and doing the things that you feel called to do, all of that is part of the great journey and of learning and growing as a soul.
Are there new energies coming to the Earth now? New higher vibrational energies coming to the Earth from Source?
There's always energy coming to the Earth, and it has been intensifying over the last long while, 1,000 years, and it's exponential.
It seems like that it would have to be a great deal, an increase a great deal for the transformation, the transmutation of the negative, so that we can go to a higher plane now. Is that correct?
It's exponential, and this is a cycle that has happened before. Hate to sound cliche, because many people before this experience have said the same thing, and we were asked not to repeat the same answers that you've been given before and give you fresh new information. However, the same questions will often lead to the same answers, and this is a cycle. It is a cycle, and you're coming to the end of that cycle. So the energy that comes in is exponential. So it does get stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger and more intensified as time goes by. So yes, it is getting more intense, and we're coming to the crescendo. However, it's all relative. It's all relative. So whenever anyone asks us the whens, it's not only a fact of perception of time, it's due to the fact that you have free will, and it's really relative to your experience, your efforts, whatever, however the dance is danced. You're all a part of creating this. You're manifesting this together. And so no one else can tell you when that's going to come. Every moment is a different moment, and all possibilities are possible until you as a conscious mind collapses the wave, and you know this. And so you are doing it now. You're doing it together.
Thank you. Thank you very much. She feels like she's been taken many times by the Greys. Is this true?
Yes.
Why?
Because she had a contract with them.
Now, has that contract ended?
She decided that she didn't want to participate anymore. The majority of the part that was bothering her had already come to its completion, and they wanted to maintain a relationship with her, but she's scared, so she pushes them away.
So would that relationship, that continued relationship, be of benefit for her?
Any relationship could be of benefit.
So she can start this relationship back up if she...
Yes, anytime.
Anytime. And what was her task? What was the relationship with these grays? What was going on?
An exchange of information.
How about hybrid children? Was there anything genetics involved? And what was her connection with Joseph Mengele?
We can't talk about this.
Mm-hmm. How about the dream about Christelle?
We can't talk about that.
Very good. Why is she so skeptical and mistrusting of Palladians, which you seem to be a part of?
She's had interactions. It was misunderstanding. A misunderstanding. She's held that against them.
Do you want to clear that misunderstanding up now?
I think they've a mission, and it didn't go well.
Can you tell us about this mission?
Someone humans believe everything they're told from a pretty face. And by human standards, Pleiadians have a pretty face. They don't question anything they're told, and Pleiadians are not gods, not in the sense that they are as one. They are not as gods in the sense that you should hold them on a pedestal and listen to anything that they say without question. They are just people. Yes, they are perhaps a little more evolved than humans, but they're just people, and they are not all of the same mind. And humans need to question things, question everything. Don't just trust, don't just believe things because they come from someone who's smarter than you or prettier than you or more evolved than you. Ask questions always.
Somebody, a few months ago, somebody came into her, Natasha's room, and they wouldn't let them read them. And why did she pass out?
Because the energy was not mixing well with hers. The energy was a very high vibration and she couldn't handle it.
And who was it that came into her room?
It was a gray that she had a relationship with, but she couldn't remember at the time. She has a relationship with them. It's an elder, and they wouldn't let her read because they were concerned that she would become afraid, and they did what they thought was the right thing at the time to help her not be afraid. But what happened instead was she took that situation as a sign of something being hidden from her and a reason to mistrust them. So it was another example of a miscommunication, and that led her to months of shutting them out when all they were trying to do was communicate with her. And she needed to get to this point where she can overcome the fear. It comes in waves. It goes from one end to the other. Sometimes you're more afraid and sometimes you're less afraid, and it swings from one end to the other until you find balance. And she's trying to find balance so that she can have communication with them.
Is there anyone on the other side of the veil that can help her with that? Some guide or angel or perhaps her higher self to help her with the allowing herself to not fear as much in those situations so she can communicate?
She asks Michael for help every night, and she's getting the help that she needs. And it's really just about time and consistent effort. It's a muscle you need to exercise.
Very good. And who was in her room when she smelled rose perfume under her nose and said shh, shh when she jumped?
It was her guide. She was in such focus that she was in the flow to the extent that she could perceive beyond the veil. And she has this ability, but she doesn't use it very much because she's afraid of what she could see. So when it does happen, she has no idea what she's experiencing. But it was just one of her guides, and her guides told her to be quiet because she was going to wake up everyone else in the house.
Interesting. So now that she knows this, she'll be able to allow that to happen easier. She won't have as much fear.
She's making attempts to overcome the fear, to be willing to see.
Beautiful, beautiful.
It's also a matter of maintaining one's sanity. In your 3D world, it can be very difficult sometimes to try to experience beyond the veil and also maintain what you call sanity. Have something to grasp, something to solid ground to stand on. You consider your minds are so fragile, and that's why you have such a limited perspective. It's you can't handle too much until you are, and it takes a lot of work to get to the point where you are able to handle more. And when you have to handle too much before you're ready, you call it losing grip with sanity, and it can be dangerous for you. So you have to take your time.
So there's here on Earth there's a lady, Fleur Braun, who had experienced this energies. Now we're hearing some people experiencing these energies. Are they misinterpreting or of these energies, these waves of energies, or are we all interpreting them at a different time and different place because of our ability to perceive, or our vibration is high enough to accept?
She experienced a moment of time. The time is relative, so you will experience your moment in time, that moment in your own time. So in her experience, she experienced something where there were people around her also experiencing it. However, in your perspective of time and their perspective of time, depending on which timeline you're coming from, if you speak to most of those people that were, let's say, in the same room as she was, or on the street where she was, experiencing what she saw them experiencing, they wouldn't remember it. They would tell you they had no idea what she was talking about. And on that day, on whatever corner they were on, they did not see any of those things. That's because that moment in time happened on a timeline that she was on at the time. And you have an option to experience that same light show at a different point in your timeline, or to experience it on a different timeline at a different time. It's completely relative, and we understand that this is very confusing because it's hard to find the words to express what the concept is. It's we're using a very old computer to try to program a video game. It's very, very difficult with the resources that we have available to try to express to you the complexities of how time works. So even though you're able to, how you perceive interacting with each other on at the right time, if you synchronize your watches to be at a meeting, to be at the same meeting at the same time, you can manage it. However, what you don't understand is that you are perceiving that the other person is there with you at that time. They might be perceiving that you're meeting them at a different time, but because you're judging it by what you name as the time, let's say 11:30, let's both be there at 11:30. So you experience your perception of them being at a certain place at a certain time at what you call 11:30, and they experience you meeting them at a specific place and specific time at what they call 11:30, but you're in fact in two completely different places that are just perspectively, it's no more. We run out of words to explain this.
Yeah, well, I think we just have to have faith that we're being guided and led perfectly by our higher self and our guides, and trusting that we're eternal and nothing can hurt us perhaps, and that everything will unfold perfectly, and to focus on maybe focus on love and just being present in the moment.
If your concern is not experiencing the event, or what you call the event, the big light show, as this being calls it, Natasha calls it, the light show, as if you're all waiting for the fireworks to happen and being disappointed about the fireworks not being perceived. You will perceive it. You will experience the event. It's the when that you're always so concerned about. But just if you just go with the flow and stop resisting it, stop focusing on the when, and then consistently being disappointed by it not showing up, that consistent disappointment is where you're vibrating. You're vibrating in a state of disappointment. You're vibrating in a state of, it's not here, I'm not experiencing it, and therefore you're pushing it away. Whereas if you just go with the flow and focus on other things, it will happen when it's time to happen, when you are ready to experience it, and stop worrying about whether other people are experiencing it at the same time as you.
Thank you. Beautiful. Thank you for clearing that up. That's perfect. I understand. I feel like I understand it completely. Um, wow, we're so thankful. Could you do us a favor, please, and scan your body for any problems, any darkness, any attachments or energies that don't belong to her, that might be inhibiting her?
Solar plexus.
The solar plexus. Is it affecting the third chakra then?
Yes, and more.
And more. Okay, well, I'd like to bring that energy up now, and imagine me moving my hand now up, 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 so that you can speak to us today. Energy, hello. How may I address you?
However you want.
However, are you male or female?
I don't know.
And how old are you?
4.
4. What year is it there for you?
19. What's
19 what?
38?
38. Very good. And how long have you been there in Natasha?
A while.
A while. And what happened to you? You're 4 years old. What happened to your body?
I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Mm-hmm. And what was your name now?
Marie?
Marie. Marie. What attracted you to Natasha?
I liked her.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And what have you caused, or what are you doing to her?
I don't know.
Well, what was she doing for you?
Just being there, warm.
Mm-hmm. So you didn't know how to get back home?
No.
Would you like to go now? Would you like to go home and be with your mom and dad?
I don't know if they're there anymore.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'd like you to take a look inside of yourself and find out if there's in your heart space, there's a flame, a small flame. I'd like you to look inside there and find that flame for me, please. Can you see it? Can you see it?
Yeah.
Very good. And I'd like you to expand that now. That's the source. That's the creator, the mother of us all. That's her energy, and she's inside you. And I'd like you to expand that energy and feel her love for you. Feel her love and expand it and make it big and bright, this light of love. How does that make you feel now, Marie?
Okay.
Do you make it feel better?
Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful. Now, tell me, from this perspective of this beautiful feeling now, can you tell me what you were causing? What kind of issues or perhaps problems that you might have caused for Natasha?
Anxiety.
Anxiety, so some fear of not knowing what to do, where to go.
No, just like uncomfortable. Pain.
Pain.
Butterflies.
Can you go back to when you passed when you were 4 years old? What happened to you?
No, I don't know. It's just I'm looking at myself on the floor and I don't know.
Okay. Well, I would like you to take some of that energy, this beautiful source energy now, this light, this love inside you, and I'd like you to repair, to make that body better now. Put that energy, focus that energy to make that body better and to feel better and to become like it was before it laid there, when it was out playing and having fun. Take this beautiful energy and make that happen and tell me what you see.
I think I drowned.
You drowned. Okay, very good. So go ahead now and make that body well again. Allow it to breathe again, to be whole again. And tell me when you've done that. Allow that 4-year-old to be able to jump around and play with energy and love. Is it okay now?
Yeah.
Beautiful. Now I want you to go back inside Natasha and take all of your energy out, all those cords, all the things, and take those all out and fill Natasha now back with that love that you are inside you, that exists within you now completely. This beautiful love. Take all of the cords and your energy out and heal Natasha in that solar plexus area that cause her to be anxious and to have fears herself. And tell me what you see. And tell me when you're done.
Okay.
Beautiful. And now, do you have anything to say to Natasha before you go back home, before you go back to Source to see your mom and dad?
I'm sorry.
Natasha, do you have anything to say to Marie?
It's okay.
Thank you. Thank you. Now I'd like you to go ahead now, Maria, and up through the crown, Natasha's head, and meet Archangel Michael. And he will take you by the hand and, and guide you back home now. And tell me who's there to greet you.
My mom.
Beautiful.
My dad.
Oh, what do they say?
We're waving.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you, sweetheart. And may the light of the universe always be with you. Namaste. All right. So I would like to ask Archangel Raphael and Archangel Ariel to come now and help heal Natasha. Fill her in those areas, continue to fill those areas that were taken up by Marie. Fill those areas with this love of their light, their green, beautiful love energy. Fill her completely full. And now I'd like to speak to the higher self, or the entity that we were speaking with. I think it was Barack, or I have a hard time pronouncing that name, but could you scan her body again and see if there's anything else that needs to be addressed at this time?
Lower back.
Yeah, lower back. Very good. So let's bring that energy now. Imagine my hand moving from the back, the lower back, and bringing it up now and speaking with it today. Good morning. I guess it's afternoon now. How may I address you? What's your name?
What's going on?
Well, we're just having a great time here, a wonderful time finding all the answers, and we'd like to know what your name is.
Fred.
Fred. So tell me, how old are you now, Fred? How old are you when you passed?
64.
64. So what happened to you, Fred?
I think I had a heart attack.
A heart attack. Okay. And how long have you been there now, Natasha?
A long time.
A long time. What happened to her to allow you to come?
She was depressed.
She was depressed. Okay. Now, what year is it for you?
68.
68. And what attracted, so you were, so what things did you cause within her? What were you doing in her?
Back pain.
Back pain.
Yeah.
And what was it doing for you?
It was giving me energy.
Giving you energy. I'd like to go back. I'd like you to go back to the, did you have, so you had pain, did you have pain in your back or did you have pain in your heart when you passed?
Huh. I had pain everywhere.
Pain everywhere. I'd like you to go ahead now. Can I help you? Would you like me to help you now find your way back home? Because you've kind of entered her and taken over without permission. And this is a free will environment that we live in here. So are you ready to go back home?
Yeah.
I'd like you to go ahead.
I'm just tired of here.
Very good. I'd like you to take a look inside yourself, into your heart space, and find that flame of source, the creator within you. And tell me when you find it.
Yeah.
Find it. Great. Now I'd like you to expand it, make it larger. Make it very large, as big as a star. Bright, beautiful, healthy, complete. Feel that energy, increasing it more and more. And tell me when you've done that. How does that feel?
Pretty good.
Great. Now I'd like you to go ahead and take all of your energy out. Take all of the negativity, all that pain, and take that with you now. Take it all out and fill those areas with the light that you are of the Creator. Take all those cords out now, please. And tell me when you've done that.
Did it.
Beautiful, thank you. And now, do you have anything to say to Natasha?
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Very good. And Natasha, do you have anything to say?
No problem.
Very good. So now I'd like you to go ahead now and take a look at the rest of Natasha's body and see if you can see anything else that might be there.
Me?
Yeah, Fred, take a look inside of her. Scan the rest of her body. Do you see any darknesses, any areas that anybody else in there, any other entities or thought forms we need to deal with today for Natasha?
Yeah.
Is there? Whereabouts is it?
Like her back above, and like her upper back a little bit.
Okay, her upper back. Very good. Is there any other places?
Boy. I think there's something else around her solar plexus.
Is there anything around her stomach or anything?
It's just,
Well, that's right at the solar plexus, isn't it?
yeah.
Good. Very good, because she's having a little trouble there with perhaps, and she's been feeling awfully tired. So thank you for that information, and I'd like you now to go back home. I'd like you to go back up through the crown of Natasha's head and meet Archangel Michael, okay? And take his hand and go back up to Source, back home, and tell me when you get there and if there's someone there to greet you.
Yeah, there's like a whole bunch of people.
Beautiful, beautiful. May the light of the universe always be with you, Fred. Bless you. Namaste. And now I'd like to bring that other energy, those other energies in her back, around her solar plexus. And I'd like to bring those up and speak with them today. And I'm going to move my hand down and wave that up, 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 so we can communicate today. Hello.
Hello?
And what's your name, please?
Jennifer.
Jennifer. Jennifer, how long have you been there?
I don't know.
And when did you come? When did you come into her body? What was happening to her, and what age?
Just like a teenager.
What was happening with?
She's like a lot of drama. A lot of pain.
And what year is it for you?
72.
72, 1972. And
Yeah.
what happened to you? What happened to your body?
I OD'd.
Now, how old were you?
Something.
20-something? And tell me now, Jennifer, what were you causing inside of Natasha? What were you doing there?
Stress.
Stress. And what was it doing for you?
I didn't want to die.
You didn't want to die. So I'd like you to go back. Well, first, I'd like you to look inside your heart space and find that flame that's always there, the creator, the source energy inside you, that little spark that everyone has. And I'd like you to make that larger now. Can you do that, please? I can help you, make you feel better. And tell me when you find it and that you're enlarging it, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, now I want you to make it even bigger, all right? How do you feel now? Make it bigger, bigger, bigger.
Good.
Good. You feel that energy? How wonderful that is?
Yeah.
Beautiful. Now I'd like you to go back in time in 72 when you had that overdose. I'd like you to go to that body now and rejuvenate that body and make it whole again and make it happy. And make it whole and happy. I want you to make it just like it was before you had those times and messing with those drugs. Now make that body better, okay? And tell me when you've done that. Put some of that love and joy into her. Jennifer, how you doing?
Good.
Good. Great. Now I'd like you to come back and Natasha, and I want you to pull out all the cords, all the negative energies, all that suffering and pain that you had. Bring that out now, please. Bring it all out and fill it back in with the love of Source, this beautiful golden white light. And tell me when you've got that done. Bring it all out. Bring it all out. We're going to leave it for Mother Earth to transmutate into love again, all right? Tell me when you've got that done.
Okay.
Beautiful. And do you have anything to say now to Natasha?
You're lucky, and I'm sorry. You're lucky to be alive. Don't take it for granted. I'm sorry.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much for telling us that. That's wonderful. Natasha, do you have anything to say, please?
Don't worry about it. Everything's gonna be fine.
Beautiful. Thank you. Jennifer, now I'd like you to go up through Natasha's crown of her head, the top of her head, and meet Archangel Michael, and take him by the hand now and continue up back home to Source. And tell me who, if anyone, is to greet you there.
My dog and my family.
Beautiful, wonderful. Feel that love. Please enjoy. May the light of the universe always be with you, Jennifer. Blessings. And now I'd like to go back, Natasha, and bring up any other energies that might be there. I'm going to bring my hand up, up, up to anything that might be there that's left there. There might be another entity, bringing it up, 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 and allowing us to speak to it today. Hello. Is anyone there?
Yes.
And what's your name, please?
I don't have a name.
You don't have a name. Were you a human at one time? Were you incarnated in a body?
No.
No. And so are you a thought form?
Yes.
You're a thought form. And what thought is it that you are?
Hate.
Hate.
Anger.
And anger. Hate and anger. And when did this happen? When was this formed?
A long time ago.
Mm-hmm. Was this in a past life?
No.
It was in this life.
Yes.
Okay, Natasha, now with the thought form, we can't remove it, but we can change it. Are you ready to change this hate and anger?
Yeah.
Beautiful. So what would you like it to change it to?
Acceptance, love.
Acceptance and love. Beautiful. So let's transmutate. Let's change that now. Let's bring in that higher vibrational energy and change those thought forms to acceptance and joy and love. Beautiful. And tell me when that's done. Continue to fill that and change that, to transmute it. And I'd like to ask Archangel Raphael and Ariel to come forward and help in this, in healing, to bring in the higher vibrationals of love. And tell me when you see that complete.
Okay.
Wonderful. And now I'd like to go back to the higher self, or to the Palladium that's helping us, and ask them if they could scan the body again and make sure that all the energies, all the negativity, and all the blocks, and all the dark gray shadows are gone now. Could you please review scan, please? And tell me what you see.
There's one more.
There's one more. And where
Solar
is it? Solar plexus. Boy, that solar plexus is giving us issues, isn't it? Let's bring that energy up, 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 up. Good morning, afternoon. Good afternoon. Is this are you a man or a woman? How may I address you?
Betty.
Betty. Thank you, Betty, for coming forward today. How old are you?
How old are you?
I'm 69.
Well, I'm older than you.
Okay. Well, very good. So you don't like to talk about age, right? Because we're all beautiful no matter what age we are, Betty.
It's not polite to ask a woman her age.
That's right. It is not, and I apologize for that. So, Betty, when was it that? What year was it that you passed? That you left the body? What year in time?
In the 90s, 96, I think.
96. And what happened to you? How did you die?
I was old.
You were old. Okay. And what have you been causing in Natasha? What issues?
Some fatigue.
Fatigue. Always tired. Yes, because you were tired also, weren't you, when you were older, just before you passed?
Yeah.
Okay. Very good. And what was Natasha doing for you? Why were you there?
It was nice. It was nice.
And when did you come into her? What was happening to Natasha at the time that you came into her? Did you arrive?
She seemed very inviting.
Mm-hmm.
Something about her energy is very inviting.
So are you ready to go home now, Betty, and feel better and feel invigorated? Are you ready to go? I can help you.
I suppose, yeah.
Well, that's great. I appreciate that. I want you to look inside your heart space now and find a flame. Can you see a little flame there?
Yeah.
That is source. That is the part of the spark of the creator. I'd like you to enlarge that. Make it bigger. Make yourself feel whole again, invigorated and happy. Bring that light, expand it as big as a star. Make it large, make it strong, make it vibrant again. Can you feel that?
Yes.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you. Now, I'd like you to take all of the negative cords, all that tiredness out of Natasha, please. Take it all out now, please, and fill those spots in that solar plexus around the stomach and that radiates everywhere out there. Fill that with light now. Fill it with that wonderful, beautiful, invigorating light to give her energy. Give her energy to do all that she needs to do to help everyone and herself. And tell me when you've got that done, please.
Yes, I got it.
Thank you, Betty. Thank you. Thank you so much. Beautiful. Now, Betty, would you scan Natasha's body and give me an idea if there's anything else? Is she all cleared of everything? Does she need any help any other places? Is there any shadows or darkness?
I think she's okay. I think she's good for now.
Great, Betty. And could you look at her chakras too and any other flows of energy? How is that balanced? Is there any holes in her aura or imbalance in her chakras. Can you see that? I don't know if you can see that today, but if you could, take a peek.
She looks pretty balanced. She's just some of her chakras are maybe not as open as the others, but she's got a lot of dirt in her aura.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for allowing us to know that knowledge. Do you have anything to say now to Natasha, please?
Thanks for the ride, my dear. Thank you. And I'm sorry.
Very good. Natasha, what would you like to say to Betty?
Not a problem.
Beautiful. Okay, Betty, now's the time you get to go back home. I want you to go out through the crown of Natasha's head now and greet. There will be Archangel Michael, that beautiful, beautiful angel. Do you see him?
I do.
Yeah, take his hand now and go on back home, okay? And tell me what you see and who's there for you.
Everybody.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you for your help when you helped. May the light of the universe be with you. Blessings, Betty. Okay, now, Archangel Raphael and Ariel, please come in and heal all those areas and fill her up. And please balance all of the chakras and open the ones that need to be opened, and to clear and clean out her aura and take all that needs to be out of it, and to place beautiful love and light so that she can shine even brighter to help everyone that she sees and that she touches. And she becomes much more confident in herself and to love herself completely, knowing that she's perfect. And the guide, I'd like you to come forward now, please, and tell me if she's all balanced and healed. Or is this a continuing thing that will continue for the next few days or weeks?
Yes, it'll continue.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Is there anything that you'd like to say to Natasha? Are we complete here today?
I think so.
Beautiful. Is there anything that you would like to communicate to humanity at this important time?
There is much work to be done. Even though you think that you're coming to the end, because you are coming to the end, it doesn't mean that there's nothing to be done. There's still a lot of people that are hiding their heads in the sand. They won't be prepared.
They won't be prepared for what?
When everything changes, it's going to be hard for them. Think back to the time that you woke up. How hard was it for you then? And that was gradual, and you had help. Now imagine the people who are asleep. What's going to happen when the veil is ripped off of them it's going to be hard for them.
Very well. We will be there, Natasha and myself and many, many, many light workers with our arms open wide to help in whatever ways that they ask. Thank you. Is there anything else that you would like to say to me about my journey, particularly at this unusual turn of events in my life?
Yes. You're on the right path. Stop questioning things as if you're wondering if you're making the right choices or the wrong choices, or if where you are is right or wrong, or this and that. And all you need to know is, yes, you are. It is right. And even in the confusion is there for a purpose. The confusion has a purpose. In the confusion is where you create. If you always had the answer, you wouldn't have anywhere to create. Everything would already be done for you. The confusion is a blessing. But yes, you are on the right path, and all the things that you've experienced in your life, the darkness, the hard times, the times that seemed unbearable and you felt small and insignificant, these were all times, and you know this, leading you, training you, preparing you for what you need to do now. Now's the time that you get to use the skills that you've learned. You've been in school this whole time. You've been in the University of Hard Knocks getting a very, very valuable education. And now's the time that you get to use those skills. You get to practice them. Don't question too much. Just follow your internal guidance system and you'll know. And feel free to make choices and not worry so much about whether or not it's the right choice, because it's always the right choice. Even when it's the wrong choice, it's the right choice, because through that choice, through the repercussions of it, you'll learn what you need to learn, and you'll always end up back on the right path. It's never wrong. If one option is to go in a straight line and another option is to veer off the path and take the more scenic route, you'll always end up at the same point. And if you are not prepared to go in one direction, you go in a different direction to get to the same point, but the other direction gives you the skills that you didn't previously have. You are taking the extra courses by going the extra long route. That's all.
Okay. Yes. Beautiful. Thank you so much. That was powerful, beautiful, and I will take that to heart and cherish that. Thank you. Appreciate that. Now, I guess there's one last question, and that is, you have brought Natasha and I together at this time. Is there anything you'd like to say about why this time is important that she comes and we get together? And is there anything in the future that needs to be done?
It will unfold as it needs to be. And you knew each other before this life. You made a deal to meet. She recognized you before she met you today. It was just a recognition of knowing you before. But this was intended to happen, just like all the other intricate little details of your life, and it will unfold as it needs to.
Beautiful. Thank you. Then are we complete today?
Yes, I believe so.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Oh, wow. Wow.
That was super weird. It was super weird. It's like, it was weird because like I could feel at times that I was like, it was so weird because it's like I feel like my body is like numb, like I'm out of my body, but I'm like totally conscious, and like at the same time I'm like, why am I talking in a different voice every time it's a different person? Like that was really weird. And like, why does this person have like an accent? Like, what the hell is going on? It was so weird.
So how do you feel?
Weird. I feel like oh my God, like the only thing I can keep saying is I feel weird. But like I'm generally very articulate, and it was like irritating me when I didn't have words to express what needed to be expressed.
Uh-huh.
Like I'm usually really, really good at words. And today I'm like clearly not. I just said good at words. Like that's not even a proper sentence.
Okay.
And
Good for me.
was it?
Yeah. Language is not my forte, or it hasn't been anyway.
Oh my God.
So would you recommend this to other people?
Sorry, I took the headphones off and now I realize I can't actually hear without the headphones. Sorry. Hello.
So what recommendations would you give to other people that go into this, who might be listening today? Any keys about going under, and did you see things well?
I think I expected to see more detail. Like I expected it to be completely out of my control, like a dream or something. But the whole time I felt like I had complete control. And then because of that, I didn't really trust the information that was coming. But then like sometimes it would just get easier. Like at a few points, I felt like the beginning couple of sentences, maybe I was making them up. And then at some points, I wasn't even there anymore. It was just like I'm like, oh, I'm still talking. And it was really weird. It's
Yeah, I get that too. It's like the first few words you're saying is like, you don't feel like you're really hypnotized, but then it just keeps going, and then you feel like you're not participating anymore. You're kind of sitting in the background, or you're allowing it to just flow. But there's those first few words that are like, am I, is this, am I hypnotized or what? Because it doesn't feel like you are,
yeah. And like the past lives were weird to me because I wasn't expecting that at all. Like it didn't even feel familiar to me. It was really weird. It was, it was very it was just really weird. I have no other words. Like, or how were you? Was it you
Well, once I just allowed it to happen, it felt you think like you're gonna be kind of out of it, that you're in a trance or something, but you're not in a trance in a sense, in the traditional what quote a trance would be.
right?
You're very in control. You know exactly what's happening.
Yeah,
It's just like your higher self is speaking instead of your egoic self or something. I don't know how to explain.
right.
It's just allowing that to happen, and once you allow it, and you'll know that, okay, well, that isn't me. That's me, but that's not me who's speaking. um, but you're fully awake, fully aware. You're in complete control. People think that they're going to be somebody's going to be controlling them and they're going to be kind of in a woo-woo state, and that's just not the case for me.
Yeah, exactly. I used to think that hypnosis was that someone else had complete control over you and you had no say, but it's really not like that at all. Like
No.
I know that if I wanted to get up and like walk out, I could totally do that.
Well, you did.
I did to turn the light switch. Yeah.
On. Right. So,
Yeah.
I mean, that's proof. You're in
Yeah,
control. You
exactly.
know what's going on. You knew subconsciously or something that you needed to address the light with the energy going to your computer.
Yeah, exactly.
You just knew that, and you got up and you did it, and we just kind of came back to the same spot where we were, and it was a
Yeah.
beautiful session.
It was hard to like explain a lot of the ideas that were coming through.
Yeah.
It was like really hard because when it's coming to you, it's beyond words. It's pictures, feelings, it's beyond,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know, and then you try to summarize it in a way, just using our limited language in a way that other people are going to understand. And it's also a concept that's like beyond our perception of this entire dimension. So, you know, it's just, it
Yeah,
was
it's
crazy.
you're right. It's like an image or something of an image sort of come through, or a idea, and then you're just sort of waiting for it to be you're sort of interpreting it the best that you can, in a sense. You're getting a message, but it's not so clear. There's a translation that has to be made, perhaps.
Yeah.
Well, that was awesome. How long did you think that session was?
It felt about an hour.
How about 3?
Nice.
2 hours and 54 minutes right now.
What?
2
Jeez.
hours and 54 minutes, and that's when I turned the tape on. So
I was disappointed that like the names were really weird too. Like I'm like, come on. I was expecting some like, I don't know, just not expecting like your typical like Olivia. This is Jennifer. Olivia. I'm like, what is this? And
Eddie,
I don't know, it's weird. And I was disappointed that she didn't answer your question. It was like I had information coming in and then it just like stopped. And it just like I'm just like, oh no.
you know, but I'm glad that you stuck with it. I'm glad that you allowed.
Maybe somebody stopped her from continuing that. Like maybe somebody stepped in and like, okay, enough, go away now. You know what I mean? Like I don't know.
Yeah, with the yeah, I don't know what happened, but I'm just happy that you allowed yourself to stay there and not get so disappointed and say, oh well, it's all gone, it's all lost. I don't want to continue with this. You know, if
Yeah.
you just allowed yourself to take me, I don't know, we went back on the train or something, didn't we? It's beautiful. You were a wonderful subject.
I felt like there was like one essence or whatever, one entity essence, whatever that was speaking. Anytime like the real good stuff was coming through, it was always them. Even when I was like talking about the Pleiadian, and then suddenly it turned into all the information was coming out. I feel like a changed person. You know what I mean? I don't know at what point exactly, can't pinpoint exactly when, but it definitely went from that person to this person.